Okay, I want to get some straight about real world applications and what is sport. Because I know there's a lot of misinformed, misguided individuals out here who think MMA, Brazilian Jiu Jitsu is for self defense. Let me just make it very, very perfectly clear that if you try that sports combat nonsense, UFC fighting or Brazilian Jiu Jitsu out here, it will not work out for you very well. Okay, I know. I've heard stories. I've seen videos of Brazilian Jiu Jitsu black belts, wherever the hell you want to call yourselves, practitioners, students, and MMA mixed martial artists getting killed or nearly killed trying to defend themselves. What you need to learn is street fighting, not Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or karate. There are arts that are meant for self-defense, such as karate, Japanese, Shotokan, Kyokushin, or Wado-Ru, or whatever the hell you pronounce all that. And then there's your Okinawan karate arts, such as your Shure, Shito, Goju-Ru, all that. Kempo is not karate, by the way. Karate is a very, very popular marketing scheme for Korean arts such as Taekwondo. Taekwondo, it's a little too flashy for streets. I know there's people that can make it work, but there's going to come a moment, there's going to come a time where it's not going to work so well against a certain individual. Okay, I've seen Taekwondo practitioners get when they go to do a high kick, they end up getting their legs broken. Yeah, so you better be careful when you're lifting your legs at certain people, because they could grab your leg and snap it. And then what are you going to do? Ugh, I mean, that's snapping the bone. Oh my God, that would suck. You got to be careful, because there are going to be people out there who will be able to counter your Taekwondo kicks. And it's very brutal. I mean, getting your legs snapped in two does not feel good. I've never had it happen to me, but I could just tell by watching by just thinking about it, playing it out in my head. Ugh. It's gonna be the most agonizing thing you'll ever feel in your life. So, if you're gonna be a mixed martial arts, go to combat sports. Go to the UFC. Go to Bellator. Or go to those MMA promotions. Don't try that stuff for self-defense, because it's not going to work. Plus, in in street fights, you don't know who you're taking on. For although you could be taking on a killer. Well, a trained killer. You don't know who the hell who your opponent is, or who you're engaging with. You gotta understand something. You MMA fanboys don't know jack about real world fighting. I understand that our society is filled with a lot of dumb people. I understand that. But it's not just a American society thing. It's a global society issue. There are way too many dumb people in this world. I mean, TikTok did a really, really good job exposing a lot of the dumbassery, but so does YouTube. And people in the comments of videos that I've watched of people speaking the truth. This world is just full of dumbass people, and I see a lot of it every day, and it makes me fucking angry. One thing I cannot stand is a dumb human. I cannot understand. They're the subspecies of humanity. The only way that you get out of being a subspecies of humanity is by educating yourself. That's why they got Google. It's not that fucking hard. I use Google every fucking day. So if you're going to be a dumbass, come in the comment sections, and including mine. If you come to mine, I'm just going to leave them. I'm not going to delete them. I'm not going to respond to them. I'm just going to leave them up so other people come to my comments and drag your ass underneath your dumb comment. because like that's the type of stuff. I believe in freedom of speech. I believe you have every right to make a dumbass comment, but it's gonna, people are going to educate you and are going to call you out on it. That's the kind of world we live in. So if you want to, be dumb, go ahead. That's your right. There's no such thing as God-given rights. Your rights are given to you by the government, by people, by man. I'm also getting tired of all you little religious fanatics telling people who gives you rights. You obviously don't know how rights work. Okay, God-given rights does not exist. No deity gave you any rights. Man gave you rights. You weren't born with rights. You were born with a conscience. You were born to know how to make choices. You were born free will, yes, but you weren't born with rights. Those rights were given to you, passed by legislation, by the Supreme Court. The Second Amendment, First Amendment, 13th Amendment, U.S. Constitution, all signed by men, not by God. That's a lot of problems I have. A lot of these creators on this app. I'm not going to name names, but I watched a video of a gentleman that I follow on this platform. I'm not going to name his name because I don't think he knows any better, because he's also a martial artist. I really like his content. He does a lot of Bruce Lee videos, a lot of health videos, a lot of stuff like that. A lot of the subjects he speaks as martial arts, health, and politics and stuff like that. He speaks on everything, not just martial arts. But he's also one of those, believes that God gave us our rights, and I just don't understand how someone could think that when there is no evidence there's evidence that the Constitution was signed by people back in the the people who wrote the Constitution. The Declaration of Independence and all that were signed by men, right? Pieces of garbage men, though. They weren't very good people, but they signed our rights. A lot of these people were men, not a god. They were men, flesh and blood like me. You see where my hand is right now? Me. They signed those bills, not God. I couldn't believe that video of him saying that. I don't know where he's been the last 40, 50 years. He's been alive, but dang. But there are a lot of people who say dumb stuff. It's not because they're saying it on purpose, because they lack education. But there are some dumb people who are purposely are dumb because they choose not to be educated, to educate themselves. But then there's those ones that have never been educated, that just can't help it because they don't understand. It's a lot of not understanding, and that's okay. But there's still Google. But yes, MMA is not good for self-defense. I don't care what any MMA gym instructor or teacher tells you. If they came to my streets, they would. I guarantee they'd get killed. Same thing goes with BJJ. A lot of that takedowns and stuff that you see in UFC would not work in real life. Because as soon as you take someone down out here, someone will sneak up behind them and they're going to crack you over the skull with a lead pipe or a rock or something. That's just reality. Or they'll just stab you. Well, that's the bad thing about MMA takedowns. Is that if you take someone down and someone's got weapons, a knife, and they just come up behind your ribs and start stabbing you, like poking your ass right in the ribs. Like takedowns do not work in street fights. Best bet is to have a weapon. That's your best choice. Or learn striking. Karate, judo will work because it's standing. Any standing, stand-up fighting, kicks, punches will work. But your best bet is to also have a weapon. Anything but ground fighting. Wrestling won't work either. Don't do that wrestling stuff. That's stupid. Don't do that shit. By the way, if you're on pavement, I don't care how good of a wrestler, or I don't care if you're an Olympic gold medalist, Kurt Angle. If you're on the pavement always wins because you're on a very hard surface. I mean, you're going to lose anyway. Even if you do win the fight on the ground, you're going to lose anyway because you're going to go home fucking in pain and with broken bones, or you're going to be it's going to suck being on the pavement. Pavement always wins in the end. That's just common sense. So, like, you have to worry about a lot of things when you're in this situation, including MMA, mixed martial artists, and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioners. They got to worry about a lot of more scenarios, serious scenarios when they're in that situation. A lot of times, most of these guys, they don't look for their, look around their environment. They just go by what they've been trained with, and that's taking someone to the ground. That's their ultimate defeat. That's where they screw up because they don't like street fighters. We're smart enough. The way that we're trained is like the way that we're taught is like once we're in a situation is like it's called instinct. We know to look for around on what we could use in our environment. Like look around on the ground and around, make sure that we don't land on glass or nails, or make sure we don't hit our heads or anything hard. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioners, MMA, mixed martial artists, they don't do that. They're not taught that way. They don't use their instincts like that. They go by different instincts than we do, and that's why they're going to lose. Because like they're going to be taken, they're not just going to be. They may not be taken on one person. They could be taken on 10, 15, 20, 30, 50 people. Then what are you going to do? You ain't Bruce Lee. You ain't Jackie Chan, that's for damn sure. You ain't gonna take on 10, 15, 20 guys. I don't care how good you are in mixed martial arts or Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. If they all got weapons, my best advice to you is to run. Run as far away as you can. Best defense in a street fight is run. Because I like to hear all these idiots say, "Well, I got a gun." Well, you're going to run out of ammo. You don't got one. You don't got cheat codes like you do in first-person shooters. Unlimited ammo. You're going to run out of ammo. Then what are you going to do? And I guarantee you, someone's going to have their concealed carry, and there's going to be more than one person who has a gun. So your gun versus 30, 50 guns. You're going to run out of ammo before they do. They're going to cap you anyway. That's what I'm saying. A lot of people just don't understand street fighting. They seem to think that MMA and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and Muay Thai and all this. And Muay Thai works in the street. I've actually seen that works. Knees, elbows are best also as well. But yeah, I'm just being real. Don't come at me with that Taekwondo or that Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or MMA. Because if you do, you're going to lose. And I'm not even trained in martial arts, so I'm still going to win. Because I got something. I really do. I always got a backup plan. He's hard to beat. He can't beat some. It's very, very, very. In reality, it's impossible to beat somebody with a backup plan. Yeah, us street fighters always got a backup plan. You Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guys, MMA. A lot of you don't have that. All the backup plan you have is getting killed, and that's not a backup plan. That's not a very well thought of backup plan. I mean, you talking about going up against gangbangers, dangerous people. I mean, yeah. What if you go up against somebody who actually is like in the military or ex-veteran who's trained to kill you, is going to kill you? Or what if somebody's actually, you don't know who the hell, they could be a freaking alien or something, I don't know. You don't know who your opponent is. They might even be a human. I'm not trying to get into fantasy world, but who the hell knows now these days who you're engaging with. I got my ass kicked by a woman who is a karateka. She's beat MMA guys before. Men. Big men. heavyweights. She's beating them. I don't know what she was doing, but she was using some of that stuff I've seen in movies. But it was different. Like, like not the David Carradine stuff. I'm talking about like certain techniques that are not they're not taught to everyone. Like karate, old ancient Okinawan karate techniques that if any Okinawan masters know exactly what I'm talking about, shit that they don't teach to every student. Just students that they trust with their lives. She was using, and I think she may have killed one. I'm not for sure, but I just remember he spit blood out of his mouth. I'm pretty sure he died. I hope not, but he was at MMA. I think he was like a heavyweight, super heavyweight. I'm not sure, but he was like, I don't know. He said he was like 50-1, maybe 52. One of the elite, and she did something to him. I don't know, but it fucked him up. I don't know if he died or not. I hope not, but it was a woman. And a lot of people think the same that women can't beat up men. They can. They can beat up me and a bunch of other guys. Then, and this sexy black woman was a beast. She is not to mess with. She could beat up anybody. I think she can kill Brock Lesnar. I think she can kill any UFC fighter. The techniques that she was taught by a very special instructor taught her strictly how to kill somebody with one strike. That shit does exist, and that type of shit will kill somebody. She can kill any man, and she was really nice because after she realized I was just trying to sparring with her because I never drew but she she liked me, but the other dude was being a fucking prick, and those pricks got what they deserved. And a lot of you, I see a lot of you MMA fights, not all of you, but a lot of you just got these egos, kind of like you, like your professional wrestlers. Not all of you, but there are just a lot of you that are just fucking egomaniacs, and she fucking just destroyed them. It wasn't like she was fast too. It was like she wasn't even a human. More like a superhuman. I don't know, but she was powerful. And she hit like a man, like harder than Mike Tyson, any boxer I've ever seen. She hits hard. And so I told her, can you lay off, be a little bit softer on the strikes, on the punches, because that shit hurts. I was dazed. I was like, that shit hurt. Don't do that. Be careful what women with these women out here, because if they're fucking, you don't know, these women out here could be trained murderers, trained killers, and they'll fucking kill you. I'm more afraid of a woman than I am a man. I'd be more worried about fighting a woman than I would be a man, because I know I could probably beat most men, but a woman, I don't know. I'd have to take proper precautions with a woman. Now, I used to think the same way. Oh, I could beat any woman in a fight, but then I realized, okay, I've been put in reality check. So yeah, be careful. That's all I wanted to say. And Bolin, you know what? You're already finished.